No, I don't think it's anything to do with a breakup of the party. There were some rows that took place in the party and misunderstandings and, of course, ambitions, personal ambitions, which is normal for a party, political party, because you've got a lot of talented young people in there who want to progress in their political careers. And they are also watching what's happening on the horizon, what is happening. And I think this is more positioning oneself for 2031. So I think these are normal ambitions which are being
But
expressed.
if it is
But
2031, if we will have people, I mean, what brought the Ranko is 2026?
no, 2026, because was just a potential run for office, of course, yes. But I think almost everybody knew that there's a strong likelihood that Mr. Dabo would run for 2026. And all of them had said in the past that if Mr. Dabo runs, they will not run. So I don't think there was any positioning for 2026, because all of the major contenders have been saying that if Mr. Dabo runs, he's their party leader, he's their dad, he's their mentor, they wouldn't run. And there was a strong likelihood that he was going to run. So I think people are positioning themselves more for 2031. And Mr. Dabo himself, in some of our meetings, said, I think we are working on succession planning. And I think anybody who's interested in 2031 should start thinking of, what you do now. So he said it in the past.
But if you say
So
2031, people will say, wow, if it was like that, or if Mr. Dabo had made it clear much, much earlier that he was going to be interested in 2026, perhaps the allegations we had that from Yankuba of Brikama Area Council and others saying that Mr. Bensouda of Kanifing was preparing himself for 2026. Everybody believe it. All this Ranko is 2026, not 2020, not 2031.
yes, a lot of people did believe in that, and we are even told sometimes when people come to me and say, "Is there a coup d'etat happening in your party?" I've been told that several times. To be frank, I say, "Why you say that?" I say, "Well, we see Talib all over the place, and Dinkuliolu and so forth is all over the place. What's happening?" I say, "Well, I mean, these are normal political activities. If you ask me, I would have said, let's put this off for the meantime." But nobody asked me, so they went ahead. They did their thing. So that's okay. That's a democratic right. So those were the sort of issues that made people think that something is in the offing. People that because there's no point in going to denial. We have to look at the things squarely in the face.
Exactly.
People did tell me, "Is it Mr. Dabaso going to run? He's preparing Talib." All of those things came up, and I'm sure you all heard about it. So yes, those things were being said, but there was nothing coming from Mr. Dabo to indicate that he wasn't going to run or that he was preparing anybody. People did their own things.
If, as Yankuba said, Talib was allegedly preparing himself, like printing T-shirts in his name, so many paraphernalias in his name, etc. Do you think you people in the executive can convince anybody that you did not know that those things are happening, or you know it is happening and you didn't bother to stop it until it grows? People are saying that, well, you probably knew Talib allegedly was preparing his base, and maybe the executive was comfortable with Talib preparing his base or other students, but you always said, let everybody wait until the time come for party selection. But wouldn't it be, it's not a valid point that the executive or Mr. Dabo himself might have known about these issues, but did not at the time come out to arrest them, as he did last week?
Yes, this were happening, and we all saw it, and a number of us were uncomfortable with it. To be frank, a number of us were uncomfortable with it, that you have a party member, executive member, particularly the chairman of the organizing committee, doing those sort of things. It made us uncomfortable in the sense that it looked like what people were saying. Is he running for 2026? Is he preparing to take over? And there were discussions about this, not too many, but a few discussions, and a few, like when some of his surrogates, maybe surrogate is not the term, some of his supporters came out and said things about him having to step up in 2026, and Mr. Dabo should step down, and a whole lot of things unbecoming, which were said. I said several times, including on this platform, that maybe he should tell his surrogates to step back and let the party run the way it's supposed to be run until when the time comes. I said it several times on this platform and on other platforms. Those things did happen. And if they hadn't happened, and if he had arrested it at that time, we might not have got to this position.
If Mr. Dabo had addressed it, or
if
Mr.
Talib,
Benson.
if Talib had talked to his supporters, tell them, calm down, hold your fire. As I told you, because he did say that he was not running if Mr. Dabo is running. He did say that, and he did say that Mr. Dabo is his candidate if Mr. Dabo is running. But when his supporters came out and said the things they said, I had said on this platform and other platforms that he should have told his supporters, hold your fire. I'm not a candidate. I am waiting for Mr. Dabo to run or not. If he's running, I'm supporting him. If he's not running, that's a different ballgame. Okay. So he should have done that at the time. He didn't. And Mr. Dabo, being very democratic, decided to let everybody have, his or her say in the way they want to position themselves for the next round of elections. But everybody in the party who was serious and who knew that there was a strong likelihood that Mr. Dabo would run didn't think that Talib or anybody had a chance of running in 2026. Mr. Dabo was going to run. I want that, and I've not made a mystery of that. I've said it several times that he is my preferred candidate, because what we are looking at is somebody who one can win against Barrow because of his track record, his integrity, what we know about him, and also once he wins, somebody who can move the country to the stage we want it to be. Because it's one thing to win an election, but it's another thing, totally different thing, to be able to run a country. We've seen it with Barrow.